Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. So on today's sketch video, we're going to be using this one that I found on Pinterest. And I just thought it was super cute and it's pretty simple, but there was something about it that caught my eye. So this is from Inspire Me and it's challenge number 355. There's no measurements on this one, so I am going to have to kind of make it up as I go. So what I did was I made a base, which was the brown solid is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then the pattern paper I made it 4 by 5 1/4, and then the pattern paper on top that I rounded the corners on, I made that just a 1/4 inch smaller. So instead of it being 4 by 5 1/4, it was 3 3/4 by 5. So that way it would just have a nice thin border all the way around. And all I'm doing here is like we normally do, uh, use the tape runner or the ATG tape, and then I use some of the art glitter glue to keep it pinned down. And we're just attaching it to the base paper that I told you. What did I say? 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 is my typical setup for my A2 cards. I probably use this on most of the cards that I do. And then once we have everything put together, there's always got to be one that wants to be a little bit difficult. It never fails. But after I got that one laid down, I'm going to go ahead and do this very last one because I'm using the pre-made cards that were in the card kit from June. And I just made 5 cards because we did 2 last week. I did the last 3 on this one, and at the end I have a nice little set, and all I have to do, I can leave the insides blank. I can go back and put in a sentiment in the center, and it makes a great gift that you can give to somebody, or you can even sell them. So we're just attaching to the card bases. And these are Nina. They were, I believe, Nina cards. So it has a nice heavy weight to it. So really, you don't even have to mat the inside of the card. I can just stamp it and be done. But if you want to give it a little bit of extra weight, then I would just take like some of the craft paper and put white or cream colored on top of that for your inside for the person to write on it, and the card itself will have nice weight to it. Okay, so for these 2 pieces, I'm using the same ones on each card. Um, I just took scraps from what we've used previously and created these strips. And I want to say my strip size are like a 1/2 inch, and then the smaller one is a 1/4 inch. And then I just measured it to where I want it to go on the card front. This one is probably the shortest of the 3. The other ones, I made the paper a little bit longer. So like I kept it in the 3.5 inches long to 3 inches, somewhere in there, depending on the circle that you're putting on there. If you're making it bigger, I would definitely suggest going taller on your strips if you're really wanting people to be able to see it. Okay, and you'll see what I mean when I put one of the sentiments on. I did a square sentiment instead of round, just to show you can change it up. But I think I probably, if I did it again, I would make my strips a little bit longer, so just a little bit more would peek out. You'll see it here. So we're going to attach the strips again. And you can see I'm using the glue and the tape on everything I'm putting down, only because I just want to make sure if I need to, I have time, I can move it. But then once the glue dries, it's down, and it's down permanent. So for the square piece that we're doing here, I'm just putting a little bit of foam tape on the back, so that way it has a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to tape the white piece down straight to the mat, and then the sentiment piece that I got from the paper pad collection, we're going to put a little foam tape on that and place it in the center. And then to finish these off, I'm taking the green. Which one is this one? Yeah, bottle green crystal drops, and we're doing the three dots. And I tapped these a lot because I wanted them to flatten out and be more like enamel dots. So they're not like very, I know it's going to sound crazy, not very domey, if that's even a word, but that was my intention. So you see me tapping it. It's super fast because I sped it up, but I just was trying to tap it on something hard so that way when I put it down to rest, it would flatten considerably. All right, so here are some close ups. I really like this paper pad. I did have one suggestion though. With the strips, if you find that your pattern paper is being lost because it's multiple patterns on top of each other, then you can always mat your strips if you want it. If you didn't, then take like a colored pencil and just create a little bit of a shadow line. That'll help give it a little bit of dimension from your base paper, or you can even distress it with your distress inks. So head on over down below. I'm going to have links to Kaisercraft paper that is available in the boutique. Just make sure at checkout you use the coupon code TT15. And here at the very end, I have links to previous sketch videos. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.